Hi, my name is Dylan from LifeBeast, and today I just wanted to chat out the pay it forward approach to life in general. It's a huge movement obviously going on internationally with doing a few different bits and pieces for people in the community or just around you. It'll just make them smile, and just a really, really good thing for people around you, and they're never going to have any idea who you are, and you're never going to have any idea who they are. You just know that you're doing something for someone, whether you think they deserve it or not, that just is going to put a smile on their face. The most common form of this is the one that most people would probably know is the suspended coffee. So if you go to a cafe, when you buy a coffee, you buy another one and it gets put on a little sheet. And it's a suspended coffee. So someone will come in, they're less fortunate and they love their coffee. They can come in and ask if there is a suspended coffee, and they can get that for free because that person, might be you, has paid for it. And of course they're not going to know who you are, and you're not going to know who they are, but you just get the benefit of the fact that you've just done something nice for someone. They get to smile and just go, someone's good enough out there to do something out without the attachment of needing to be told that they're friggin' fantastic for doing this little gesture. And that's something we're all probably pretty guilty of, is doing things just to get the niceties back. So I'm definitely guilty of that. God, everybody is, I think, to a certain extent. Some are worse than others, of course. But you'll notice the ones that do it as a long-term thing, if you only kind of do something to get the niceties back, when you don't get the niceties back or get what you expect back, then you kind of get a bit, you get a bit jaded and cynical and go, people kind of suck, or they don't appreciate me, or all this kind of stuff. But in essence, you've actually just done it for the wrong reason. You've kind of done it to get that feedback. And there's no way to really give. You find the amazing people in the world will just give to give and just love giving. And they just love giving back. And of course they'll be recognised by a lot of people. Some people just won't really take it for what it is and will just take it for granted a lot of the time, and there's a lot of people like that. We're all guilty of that as well. But it's an amazing thing to do. So you'll notice that coming through in a lot of your relationships, and it's definitely a kid trait to kind of suck up so that they get told how amazing they are, or they get a treat or something like that. But that can really flow through with a lot of other stuff you do. And you'll probably find, as I say this, you'll probably find a certain thing you do, might be with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, where you try and tell them how much you care about them so that they tell you how much they care about you, or something like that. And it's definitely a trait that you notice, that if you push for something, so you try and, you're trying to tell them how much you care so that they give it to you back. If you push that on them, most of the time they won't give it back. And even if they do give it back, it's not really just kind of out of nothing. It's not really earned. So you don't even receive it as well as what you thought you would in the first place anyway. So it's kind of this funny little cycle. So one huge example of a pay it forward approach is we down here and LifeBeast did the Step Up for MS 2014. It was just on the past Sunday, and it was just an incredible event. You're donating to this cause. You may know someone affected by it, you may not, and you just get to get involved in this huge movement of people just trying to give back for something that there's not a lot known about it and can affect a lot of people. And of course, when one person's affected, it affects, the ripple effect obviously goes all the way out. So it's just one example of the pay it forward approach. You're just kind of doing something good. And I'll tell you what, being there and getting to the top of the stairs, and anybody who did it, or do the run for a reason or anything like this, you'll know this. When we got to the top of the stairs, there was someone in a wheelchair just kind of saying thank you. She was at end stage kind of MS. She just said thank you, and it was huge, and she was really emotional because people getting involved without really knowing, sometimes you don't know who's affected by it. And although we didn't do it for that, when we get to the top that she's going to say thank you, having that at the end was pretty incredible. I think everybody who did it, we were lucky enough to have, we had 29 people sign up and 23 people actually did it. A few people bailed out last minute, unfortunately, big nights maybe. And it was just it's an amazing feeling to be thanked. But the most amazing feeling before that is to do it without even thinking you're going to be thanked. Just knowing that there's someone out there that's going to smile out of complete... You've taken 2 hours of one day in your entire life just to do something positive for someone else without the attachment that they're going to go, oh my God, you're so fantastic, and all this other stuff. It's a really powerful thing, and I personally really feel that this world's losing a lot of that, which is really, really sad. People are becoming very cynical and very jaded very, very early in life, and then just don't want to do anything for anybody else ever. I think it's personally a really, really sad approach to life. So if everybody could do one little thing once in a blue moon for someone else without even thinking about it, just to know that you're going to put a smile on someone else's face, even if it is a suspended coffee, then yeah, the world will definitely be a better place. So next time you're doing something or trying to give a compliment just so you can get it back, really try and feel it and just give it out there without any association with just needing some form of attention. It's pretty powerful stuff when you do it. Give it a crack.